Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Friday, the 7th day of December. It is a date that will live in infamy. National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day today. It's also
nice.
National Illinois Day. It is National Cotton Candy Day, and it is Faux Fur Friday.
Faux fur.
Yeah, it's a good day to wear your faux fur. So if you have faux fur, today's a good day to wear
Faux fur.
It's just kind of fun to say. I wonder if there's any chauffeurs wearing faux furs. You think? Huh?
Wow.
Huh? No, probably not. It's also a good day for a quote from Dolly Parton. It says, "If your actions create a legacy that inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader." Well, thank you, Dolly. I like that. We also have a great guest coming up on the National Geographic Channel from the Explorer series. We've got Dr. McCallum talking about Science Fair. It's on the way.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Time now for, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Heidi, you have to guess which this is. From San Diego, California, Mission Trails. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Ooh. I'm going to say golf course.
And you are correct.
I was leaning towards rehab center, though, a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
You've been leaning towards rehab centers
they've got
for a long
mission.
time. Oh, that's
Very well done.
not what I meant to say.
That was brilliant.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. An allegedly inebriated motorist was stopped by police for a breath test in India last week, then snatched the breathalyzer out of the officer's hand and sped off. The incident happened last Friday in New Delhi, and police constable there noticed a man identified as Risha Dingra appeared to be driving drunk. The constable stopped the man driving a black Maserati Swift. Apparently that's a car. Or a Maruti Swift? I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's a car. The motorist was supposed to blow in the breathalyzer, but it showed that he was intoxicated. That said, you need to pull aside. And instead, he grabbed the thing, grabbed it out of the officer's hand, and drove off.
Well.
They got the last 4 digits of the registration number, like his license plate. That led them to the residence of the motorist. A case of theft and obstructing a public servant from performing duty was ultimately registered in the local police logs. So, bad idea.
That's not going to work.
No. You think you're going to get away with it? No, not going to work. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Don't drink and drive, ever.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Dynasty actress Joan Collins is in the news. She says that she believes her sister Jackie Collins has been reincarnated as a fly.
Oh.
I'm not going to say that she hasn't, because who knows? That is a different story right there. This is kind of funny. Last Sunday, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West sat in the front row of the Versace pop-up fashion show in New York, and like all the cameras were taking pictures of them and completely avoiding the people that were in the show. Isn't that like more of a distraction? Like, hey, they got these people that when they're more important than whatever's going on. I don't know. That just seems weird to me. And then,
I don't understand why they're more important than anything that's going on.
The media
wouldn't be able to pick them out of a crowd.
You would too.
I wouldn't. I
How
swear
about
to God, I wouldn't.
Brett Favre, could you pick him out of a crowd?
Probably not.
He was duped into recording an anti-Semitic video on a celebrity greeting app called Cameos. There's a huge story about everybody upset. He's like, I had no idea what I was recording. They asked me to say this stuff, and I said stuff.
Oh.
So I feel bad for the dude. So Brett Favre in the news. I don't know how that got into my big screen, little screen, but either way.
He was on the little screen. He was a football player.
There you go. See, that's what it was then. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. You're supposed to make monkey noises.
I'm not making monkey noises for you.
I pointed at her and she gave me the funniest look. I just wanted to see what you would do. No, that was
such a dork.
That was me, not Heidi. A new article. I don't know. A new article from the Wall Street Journal claims that Americans are addicted to outrage, and that they are, sadly, there's no cure for outrage. So. That is outrageous. Makes me so mad to know that.
I wouldn't say all Americans.
No, it doesn't say all Americans.
It just says Americans, which kind of means Americans.
Have you been on...
I'm an American.
Have you been on Twitter lately?
No, I don't go on there.
She doesn't. I go onto Twitter, and I was on there, and I looked at a post that somebody made, and I thought, oh, wow, there's like 7,000 comments on this. And I thought what they said was kind of humorous, but it was like tongue-in-cheek, and I clicked on it. Every single one of them was negative. We had a guest on this very program, the beginning of this week, Keisha Sharp from Lethal Weapon. And I have nothing against Keisha Sharp, and I don't know why other people do, but I had a ton of people on Facebook, not on Facebook. Facebook, they're nice to us, but on Twitter, they went nuts.
I don't know.
About Keisha Sharp. I had because of Lethal Weapon and somebody that was on the show that's not on the show, and they blame her. And there was like hateful, mean, terrible things sent to me through Twitter because I talked to her on the show. And I was like, hey, send the other dude. I'll talk to him too. Like, I got nothing against the guy. I don't even know what's going on. How did I get involved in this?
About?
I have no clue. I'm Googling the thing to figure out who is this person. Why are they bugging me? So, anyway, a new study says that, or not a study, but the Wall Street Journal claims Americans are addicted to outrage, and there may not be a cure. I have a link if you want to be outraged by reading that. Study conducted by the Brigham and Women's Hospital found that 1 in 4 college students have a mental health condition. That's concerning. 25% of college students have a mental health condition. I wonder what the general public number is. If 25% for college students.
But anxiety is a mental health condition.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
So
there's probably a lot of us then.
And they've been so coddled lately that they do have a mental health condition. They need safe spaces. They need, don't say anything that might hurt my feelings. I can't handle it.
So many of us. I don't know how to use your phone. I'm trying to turn your ringer down because it keeps dinging and making noise. I'm going to move on to this. A University of Michigan study found that 78% of parents would not let their teenagers get a tattoo. 78%. So that means, if my math is correct, 22% would let their teenager get a tattoo. I wonder what the percentage would be of parents who would take their kids out of school to get a tattoo with them. I wonder what that percentage would be, Heidi. Any ideas?
I don't know, but I am among that percentage.
She did that. Our daughter's a senior in high school.
We got matching ones.
They got matching tattoos. Why couldn't you have done that in the evening?
Because he didn't have an opening in the evening.
Oh, I see. Well, of course you got to take her out of school then.
She's 17. It's not like she's in elementary school.
She's still my baby, and I can't believe you two did that. California police, okay, again, back to the story. The reason we brought that up, 78% of parents would not let their teenager get any tattoo. So I don't know if I fall in that category. I don't know. I guess a lot of it would depend on... Here, to me, I have nothing against tattoos. A lot of it has to do with the content of the tattoo.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's got to be tasteful and
I have a friend that's a dear friend of mine that's a pastor.
If it's not funny, you shouldn't get it.
You should, too. If it's something that's meaningful to you. But a friend of mine who's a pastor has tattoos literally like from his knuckles up on both arms. And he and I were talking about that because I said, I don't think I've ever met a pastor with tattoos before. And he said, there are a lot of people that don't like that I have tattoos, but he said, that's who I am. And he said, and I asked him, did you have these when you became a pastor or did you get these after? He's like, I got some before and some after. But he talked about how, some talk about a scripture that says you're not supposed to do that. He said, if you read that, it's in Leviticus. If you want to be a Levitican priest.
And it actually doesn't say that. It says you shall not get tattoos of the dead.
Honoring the dead.
Yeah.
So, again, you can You can read into that if you want to read into that. Again, I just brought it up because I thought it was interesting. And we are way over time. What in the world are we doing here? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Is it a Friday? It must be. Thanks for listening.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a special guest joining us right now. We have Dr. Serena McCalla, and we're talking about a National Geographic documentary film's science fair, and you are one of the people that's featured on here, aren't you, Dr. McCalla?
I am.
Now, let's talk a little bit about what your portion of this project is and what you talk about on Science Fair.
Okay. I was a feature in the film where they basically followed my path with my students to the International Science and Engineering Fair. So they basically captured the beginnings where we are working in the lab and working in the classroom, working on our projects and our presentation boards. And then they followed us to Los Angeles where they taped our additional process of going through setting up presentation boards and practicing for competition, and then the award ceremony.
And this is something that, unless you've been involved in this through school, a lot of people probably have no idea how this works. So I think it's really cool. They're kind of pulling back the veil a little bit and letting everybody kind of see how this science fair works. When you had the chance to do this, was it kind of a shock that they reached out and asked you to be a part of it?
Actually, yes and no. I initially believed that they were taping for an educational program, that they were going to train other teachers how to become success stories with science research and science research competitions, because I'm frequently called upon for insight because my school does very well at these type of competitions. So I didn't understand that this would become a documentary film that would be reaching so many around the United States and internationally. So it was a shock for me also.
Well, I think it's a neat idea, and it's done very well in front of audiences at Sundance and South by Southwest, and I think it's really kind of neat. It's available now as a digital download. We're going to throw a link for people to find that online. But let's talk a little bit about what you do on this program, and when people are tuning in, they'll go, oh, hey, that's the lady I heard on the radio. Which part of the show is it that features you and your class?
Well, throughout the entire documentary, you will see myself and several of my students from Jericho High School on the documentary video. So it's not in a certain section of the video, it's completely throughout.
Very nice. And as people are watching this, they're going to probably get a chance to learn quite a bit. When you got to see what some of the other teams were working on, would you say that there were all the teams are kind of equals, or were there some that were just like amazingly standout teams, or how does that work?
Honestly, in order to make it to the International Science and Engineering Fair, all of the projects are phenomenal. It's just basically, who knows the science behind the project the best, whose science is going to make the greatest impact to both science and society, and how well the students can sell their project to the judges.
And I'm looking here, it says 1,700 of the smartest, quirkiest teens from 78 different countries face off. So that's a lot of people involved. Holy cow, 1,700 teens.
Yes, it's amazing. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, unless you get to go several years in a row, because it's amazing to meet people from, Botswana, Paris, anywhere around the world, of course, all over the United States. And they're all coming together for a common cause to speak about and to promote their understanding of a given science. So it's amazing. And these young children, these teenagers, they're so enthusiastic about what they're doing. It makes you really proud and inspired to be in the room.
Well, that is really cool. It's available as a digital download right now. We're going to throw a link in our show notes to make it really, really easy to find. Dr. Serena McCalla has been our guest. Thank you for taking the time to chat.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Again, the program is called Science Fair, and it's winning awards and winning the hearts of audiences all over the place. And it can win yours as well if you are interested in taking a look at it. It's available right now as a digital download. We'll throw you all of the information, a link to it all, in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This is funny. China has censored the word censorship. What?
What?
So in China, the word censorship is like deleted from, you can't use that word. It's censored.
Okay.
So the word censorship is censored.
Okay.
So you're guilty of a crime if, you use the word censorship. You can't be guilty if nobody even knows what it is. So 1 point for China. There you go. Thanks for listening to a fun fact right here on a Friday.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, gobslotch. Gobslotch. What a fun word to say. Gobsloch. What do you think gobslotch
I
is?
honestly couldn't begin to tell you. I have
You
no
are
idea.
such a gobslotch. A greedy, clownish person, apt to gobble his food. I am a gobslotch, apparently. Also a dirty, voracious eater. A gobslotch. So, if you see somebody that's eating really fast and it looks kind of funny because they're eating fast, they are a gobslotch.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to read
Now
their
you know.
sentence. We haven't read their sentences in a while. This is why. You, sir, are a fiendish gobslotch with the table manners of a baboon. Gobslotch. That doesn't help. How do you know what that is? Those sentences don't do me anything. Thanks for listening to the grandiloquent word of the day on a Friday.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Time now for some weird news. Take a listen to this. It was a foolproof plan to avoid paying tolls until all of a sudden it wasn't so foolproof. An off-duty trooper caught this guy. 70-year-old Robert Craig Davis of Florida was arrested in November. Troopers found a remote control that would raise and lower the shield on a little device that he put to block his license plate. So he'd push a button, bzzz, a thing would fall down and block his license plate. So he could drive through the tolls, and this little black cloth would cover up his license plate so the cameras would take a picture. Well, there was nothing there. It was blacked out. Well, they first noticed this in the summer. They saw that somebody had been doing this, and then they noticed a plate cover in action, this gentleman did, at the Bird Roll Toll Plaza back in November, and they found another remote in his vehicle as well, and it was in a static shield bag in the glove compartment. That bag interrupted signals, so the tolls could not charge the transponder. Anyway, he faced a charge of organized fraud and petty theft. Sounds like he's a smart dude. He figured out how to do this, but use your smarts for good. I mean, I know people that are brilliant. They get themselves thrown in prison. I'm like, you're not going to do any good in there. Use your smarts to make a good living instead of ripping people off. Just crazy. Thanks for listening to today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Still?
No, I am
No
not
noises?
making monkey noises.
Think how
I
funny
don't even
that
know
would
why
be.
you have to point at me. That's not happening.
A man with unique facial tattoos with a $ sign over his left eye. He's been charged with kidnapping In his 54th run-in with the law, 54 times, 35-year-old Michael Mann has been in trouble. He's been charged with kidnapping of a woman in October of this year. Dave Wood of the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office said that they went to a check cashing store where a woman said her sister was being held against her will until she returned with $100. The defendant was the person holding her ransom. Prior to this allegation, the well-inked suspect had been charged 53 other times with a variety of criminal offenses, including burglary, assault, drug possession, and more. He was even arrested earlier this year on aggravated burglary and domestic violence charges. So this is who we refer to as not a good dude.
That's how we refer to him?
That's how we refer to him, as not a good dude. So don't do stuff like that. But he certainly made today's moment of duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Are you ready? Are you Heidi? Yes. Are you ready for this too?
I am ready.
Okay, that's better. Let me see here. What am I trying to read? A Deltona brother and sister were arrested for stealing cookie money from Girl Scouts outside of a Walmart. Is that fake news or is that Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
It is Florida. What was the giveaway? The fact that I messed up the entire thing. So I apologize for the people who put time and effort into writing that and sending that to me, and then I just botched it. And I have to admit, it's because there's a glare. I had to move my computer screen. It's nice.
That's why.
Otherwise, it would have been smooth as silk.
Otherwise, it's always flawless.
Every time you hear me make a mistake, it's always a computer screen glare. I should really do something about that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of Odeva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Take a listen to this. Company founder surprises employees with $20 million.
What?
Said, I want to show some gratitude. How cool.
Holy crap.
Is this. That is quite a bit of gratitude, I would say. Some employers might be celebrating the season by giving mail-outs of greeting cards. Others are maybe having little Christmas parties. Well, this company went above and beyond to show how much they appreciate the work of the employees. Mark Bayanda, the chairman and founder of Bayanda Home Healthcare, was hosting a staff luncheon for his employees at the Bellevue Hotel in Philadelphia. And he said, I have a surprise for you. I'm taking $20 million. I'm dividing it up and giving it to everybody. He said, I want to show some gratitude to everybody for all the hard work that you've done in taking care of our clients. Needless to say, there was not a dry eye in the audience. Private nursing company is worth $1.4 billion. They currently boast a staff of 32,000 people. So there's a lot of people in the company to divide this, but that's still a ton of money. So I'm looking to see if it scrolls down and shows how many people or how much that is per person. I guess it really doesn't matter, but whatever it is, it was a very nice gift. And again, $20 million, and they're sharing it amongst 32,000 people that work in the company. How cool is that?
That is pretty freaking amazing.
He said, I just wanted to say thank you to all of them. He says, Thanksgiving is a season of gratitude, to look around your life and say, I am so fortunate. I've got a link to that story in the show notes.
We need an employer like that.
Maybe.
We don't have an employer like that.
Hey, I got a really nice gift card, so I'm just being silly. I didn't get a gift card. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. We appreciate you listening on a Friday.